up, y'all? It's your girl Roxy with Roxy Says, and we're going to talk about it. Now, I know it's been a while, but December was so hectic for me with work, and then I got sick, and then life was just lifing. And by the time I looked up, it was January, okay? But I hope that you all enjoyed your holiday, and I hope that your 2024 is going amazingly well so far. I'm wishing you all the best in the new year. So I know I'm late with this review, and I apologize. And in all honesty, I kind of debated if I even wanted to do this review since it's so late, but I figured, you know what? I owe it to you all to complete this season so that we can get in the comments and talk about this wedding, okay? Especially with the new season starting on January 22nd. Plus, if you've been here, you already know that this wedding isn't something that I'm super excited about. So Gary and Teresa, they were gonna have to wait, okay? This whole thing is still getting the side eye from me. I'm really curious about a lot of things. I'm curious about the contracts that are involved. I'm curious about any clauses. Are they required to be together for a certain amount of time, right? Do they get some sort of bonus for the wedding and for the amount of time that they're together, be it if they're together for a certain amount of months or a certain amount of years? How does that work out, right? Have they realized that they make way more money with brand deals as a couple as opposed to being single? And then on top of that, that salacious article that came out, if you haven't seen my video on it, make sure you check that out, right? There are just so many factors that come into play that make me question this union. And on top of that, I did come across an article. Now, you know, these tabloids, they're going to print whatever, but the article did say that apparently Teresa wanted a prenup and Gary didn't. Now, who's surprised about that? Now, of course, whether they did or not hasn't been made public information, but Teresa, girl, if you married Gary without a prenup... Anyway, so let's get into this wedding. But before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you know every time I post a new video, because we have a lot coming. Love is Blind US is starting in February. And also Joey's season of The Bachelor starts, January 22nd. So I'll definitely be reviewing that. Also, are you guys watching Love is Blind Sweden? Let me know in the comments below if that's something that you would like me to review. All right, so let's get into it. So as this wedding special opens up, we see Gary and Teresa, and you know, they're telling each other about how much they love each other and how excited they are for this wedding. We also learned that Jesse just might miss the birth of his first child to be at this wedding. And I'm like, ooh, that check must be nice for him to possibly miss this and for his wife to be okay with it. I see you, Jesse. Make your money, okay? But thankfully, he did not miss the birth of his first child with his wife, Emily. They actually welcomed their baby girl a few days later. So congratulations to them. So the wedding is taking place at the La Quinta Hotel in Palm Springs, California. And as we all know, this event was live, okay? And they did it in somewhat of like a pre-award show, red carpet style, which I really liked. I thought it was really cute. Although there were a lot of filler scenes and interviews, and as a lot of y'all know, this is my very first time watching The Bachelor. I am a newbie to Bachelor Nation. So there were so many people there who I had absolutely no idea who they were. I don't know what season they're on. I don't know what their significance is to The Bachelor and Bachelor Nation. So you could imagine just how much of a drag a lot of these scenes were for someone like me who had no idea who any of these people were. But you know what? I watched it and I made it through for y'all, okay? So anyways, Kathy hosted the event, and some people did not like that Kathy hosted. Honestly, I think that she did great. Now, I could have done with a few less of those, oh, I'm single, Gary didn't pick me jokes, but I think she did a good job overall. And like I said in my previous videos, I want all of these women to capitalize on this experience, okay? As much as possible, make the most out of your 15 minutes of fame, make your money, because the network definitely made theirs, okay? So anyways, in the first scene, we get to see Gary and Teresa's family spending the holidays together. And it was really nice to see the families mesh, especially when you have two established families with their own histories, their own stories. It's important for them to get together and put that extra effort in to make sure that they're bonding. I will say throughout this episode, Gary and Teresa did plug their Amazon registry, and it was a little weird. It was a little awkward in the way that they did it, especially in this scene, but overall, it was a pretty cute scene, okay? Now, those bridesmaid dresses, okay? Those bridesmaids dresses had me a bit terrified to see what Teresa's dress looked like. I'm gonna just keep it real. Let me know down below if you liked those dresses. So next we saw Ellen, and she looked amazing. She was actually wearing the earrings that ABC production, the earrings that Gary bought for her. Some people found that to be a little bit strange. Some people thought it was cute. In all honesty, I feel like production told her to wear those earrings. I feel like a lot of the events that took place that night, a lot of the shenanigans that took place was brought on by production, and that these people didn't really have much of a say in what they could and could not do. Production told them to do these things. Tell me what you think below. Do you think that Ellen wearing those earrings was her idea, or do you think that production told her to wear them? Next, we've seen Leslie. And the way that Leslie framed her being at this wedding was that she was there to support Teresa. Now, if you've seen my previous videos, you know that Leslie already said that she doesn't think that Gary has integrity. He is not who he's presented himself to be. So it was really awkward to see her there. But again, we don't know these people's contracts. We don't know what they're obligated to do. But the way that she framed it, as in being there for her friend Teresa, made it a bit less awkward. Tell me what you think below. Would you have been able to show up at that wedding the way Leslie did after what Gary put her through? Let me know what you think. Next, we see Joey looking super adorable. And I think Joey's a cutie. And people on Twitter, they said that it was really awkward because he was being interviewed by Charity, who was his ex, right? And I can't say much on that because I didn't see their season. I don't know if they had a good relationship, a bad breakup. I have no idea, so I don't know what was going on. Fill me in below, okay? And that'll give me some insight into Joey. How was he as a contestant on the show? But all I know is I hope that I don't struggle to remember Joey's name, okay? Because if you've been watching me review this season, you know that in the beginning of each review, Gary would be Gary, and then by the end of the episode, his name will be Jerry, okay? For the first couple of reviews, I was calling Jesse Jamie. And now we have a Joey. Child. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this season without messing up his name. But anyway, so they show us the wedding planning process. Everything is extremely beautiful. You can tell that they're really taking their time to plan this wedding to make sure that everything is perfect. We also learned that Teresa's first wedding was in her basement, right? So this is now her chance to have that dream wedding that she's always wanted. And Teresa lets us know that Gary told her that she can do pretty much anything that she wants when coming to the decorations. All he needs is to have an input on the cake. And throughout this process, they make sure to show us that Gary and Teresa are making out and they cannot keep their hands off of each other, okay? They really wanna convince us that these two are meant to be. Child, next we see my girl, Natasha, okay? Y'all know Natasha is my girl. She looked amazing, and she gave this pep talk that was literally everything. I had to rewind it and watch it again because I was like, yes, that's what I needed to hear. She's a fellow New Yorker. I love her, okay? Then we saw Edith looking amazing as usual. Like that's all she does. Edith slays every single time, every time. And we also saw Joan, another fan favorite. Baby, Joan looked amazing. Let me tell you, all of these ladies showed up to this wedding looking bomb. Like they all looked beautiful. Makeup was beautiful, hair beautiful, the dresses, they all looked amazing. And like I said in my previous videos, I absolutely love this for all of these ladies. I feel like they have a new lease on life. They're super excited. They're happy. You can tell that this experience has really changed their lives for the better. Okay, so next we see Teresa at her dress fitting. Susan and Kathy were there along with her daughters and her daughter-in-law and also Jerry's daughter. So we see Kathy saying that Teresa has the perfect body. And I know she means it because if you remember during the season, right, she mentioned how teeny tiny Teresa's clothes were in a hating way. She's like, oh, her clothes are so tiny. But now we see that that was really jealousy, right? She actually thinks that Teresa's body is perfect, but because she was beefing with Teresa during the season, the only way that she was able to express that was through jealousy and shade. But clearly they've mended their relationship and it looks like the two of them are very close now. And I love to see that. But baby, when I tell you, Teresa looked absolutely amazing in every dress she put on. Stunning, okay? She looked so good. Usually when I watch wedding dress shows, there'll be like one dress that looks really good and the rest of them is like, Teresa looks good in every... She could have worn any one of those dresses that she tried on and she would have been a beautiful bride. She looked amazing. And then we see Kathy and Teresa. They share a cute moment where Teresa asks Kathy to zip up her dress, right? Because remember during the season when Teresa was talking about Gary, Kathy told her to zip it, right? But I think that was a really cute moment. So the dress that Teresa picks is absolutely gorgeous. Everyone loves it. And Teresa does look truly happy. And while Teresa's getting her dress fit, we see that Gary is actually picking out the wedding bands for the both of them. So this next scene was so cute to me. We see Gary and Teresa meet up with Susan and they ask her to be the officiant of their wedding because that is what Susan's profession is. And it's really fitting because clearly both Teresa and Gary love Susan. She was there for the both of them throughout this entire experience. And you can tell that she was truly honored by the ask. I love Susan. I just do. She's a sweetheart and she seems extremely genuine and truly happy for both Gary and Teresa. Child, next we see someone proposing to someone. I'm sorry, I don't know who these people are, but congratulations to them. Clearly it was planned by production. That's the only thing I didn't really like about this show. It was just so overproduced, but you know, I guess it is what it is. What you gonna do? And in all honesty, I don't like the idea of people proposing at other people's weddings, but that's just me. That's a personal, that's just a personal thing. And although Jesse made sure to let us, the viewer, know that Gary and Teresa gave permission for that proposal, I highly doubt that Gary and Teresa had much of a say in the matter, in all honesty. I feel like ABC probably told them like, hey, look, we're paying for this wedding, so this is what's about to happen. I don't think that they had much say in it. And who knows, did that couple even really want to do that proposal there on live television, or did they want something more intimate and production told them, no, you're gonna do it here. You're gonna do it tonight on this show, okay? Who knows? But nonetheless, congratulations to that couple. It was a cute proposal. The guy was clearly nervous. The woman was clearly happy. Fill me in on this couple in the comments below. Are y'all here for it or not? Let me know. So now it's time for Teresa's Bachelorette party planning, okay? So we see Teresa and she's meeting up with Sandra, Susan, Faith, and Ellen, okay? And once again, Teresa made sure to plug that Amazon wedding registry. Have any of y'all went on Amazon? Did y'all go look at their registry? Is it on there? Did you check it out? Did you buy them anything? Let me know below. But all of the ladies toast to Teresa and Gary's union. And then we see that they prepare for a very sexy photo shoot. So they're all in lingerie. They're looking super sexy. The only one who was a little bit uncomfortable seemed to be Ellen. But overall, the shoot went very well. They looked amazing. Then they brought in some Chippendales dancers. And this scene was cute / cringe. It's just me. Male strippers always make me cringe. They've always made me cringe. I don't know why. And it's really funny because we later see that Sandra actually bought one of these dancers to the event, to the wedding, and she said that he was her, and I quote, escort for the night. I'm like, okay, Sandra, you kind of telling us a little bit more information that we need to know, okay? Okay? But in all honesty, at this point, I was like, okay, now, come on with the wedding, okay? I had enough of these scenes. Come on with the wedding. And I almost fast forwarded it, but I was like, you know what? I don't want to miss anything important for you guys, so I'm going to watch it. So make sure that you hit like, comment, and subscribe and hit that bell because I had to sit through all of these scenes when I'm sure you fast forwarded a couple of them. So next we see both Gary and Teresa getting ready for the wedding. And oh my God, did you see Teresa's wedding pictures when her and Billy were just 18 years old? It was so beautiful to see a young Teresa. I really loved that moment, and I'm happy that Teresa shared that with us. So, you know, as they're getting dressed, they give us the montage, the playback of Teresa and Gary's journey through the process. And Teresa says that she knows that she has her late husband, Billy's blessing on this union. Then we see the same scene that the episode opened up with. We see Gary and Teresa, they're having that one last talk the night before their wedding. And the next time that they see each other, they will be saying, I do at the altar, right? And as I'm sure y'all see, those I love yous are just flowing out of Gary. They're flowing like he can't stop saying it. Remember how hard it was for him to say, I love you to Teresa before, right? Right. Okay, we not even gonna get into that. We're not even gonna get into that, but clearly Gary is super excited to marry Teresa tomorrow. And you know, Teresa,
oh my God, oh God, oh God, oh my gosh.
You know, that's her favorite that's her favorite line. So these two look really excited and really in love. And it appears that they cannot wait to say I do tomorrow. So finally, we are at the wedding. Finally, okay? We see Gary coming down the aisle. He looks really nice in his tuxedo, but we know the main event is the bride, okay? Hello? Then we see the ring bearers. They're so adorable. We see the bridesmaids. I still do not like those dresses, but finally we see Teresa. And Teresa looks absolutely beautiful. I do wish that her makeup was a little bit more glam, just a little bit, like lip color, just a little bit, but she looked beautiful nonetheless. And it's her wedding day, it's her day, so I'm sure that she went with the look that she wanted to go with. Teresa, girl, if you're watching this, you looked amazing, okay? You did. Next, we see Susan. She gives a beautiful speech, and you can tell that she is truly happy for them. She gets choked up while she's speaking about their love and their relationship. We also see Gary's daughters. They stand up, they say a few words of love and encouragement to Teresa and Gary. Then we see Teresa's daughter. She comes up and she shares some beautiful words as well in support of this couple. Then we see Teresa and Gary. They share their vows. You know, the typical thing. The vows are super beautiful and they do seem sincere, okay? We do see that they have a little bit of trouble taking the bell off of the ring. And I'm like, is that a sign? Is that a sign? But they finally figured it out and they were able to exchange the rings, okay? I was kind of afraid for Teresa, the way that she was bawling. She was really overcome with emotion, and rightfully so. It's her wedding day. She's probably thinking about so many things, right? This is her second marriage. This is probably something that she didn't think would ever happen. And then I'm sure in this moment, she's also thinking about her late husband, right? So I definitely understand her being overcome with such emotion. But I did get scared for her at a moment because it seemed like she almost couldn't catch her breath. It really did. But eventually she does, and it's official. These two, Gary and Teresa, are now married. And yes, they looked very happy together, okay? But who doesn't look happy at a wedding, right? Who doesn't look happy when they're getting married, right? Next, we get to see the reception, and it's great vibes. The liquor is flowing, and everyone is having a great time. We see Gary and Teresa being officially introduced as a married couple. Teresa throws the bouquet. And in all honesty, I thought a fight was about to break out over this bouquet. And a couple of people got pieces of it. So I don't know what that means, but I guess multiple people are getting married because, baby, they tore that bouquet apart. So best of luck to all the ladies who got a piece of it. So that's it. Gary and Teresa are married. They said they were going to get married on January 4th, and that's what they did. Let me know your thoughts below. Look, I think that it was a beautiful wedding. I hope that Teresa protected herself going into this. I totally understand if Teresa is looking at this in the sense of like, look, life is short. I vibe with Gary. I like him. I love him. So why waste time? I get that. But in all honesty, I really hope that she's protected herself. And also, why so soon? Why so soon, Teresa? Y'all could have just dated, right? Hung out, go to the movies, go to the ice cream shop together, play pickleball together. Y'all didn't have to get married to do that. But like I said, I want to see those contracts. I want to see those clauses. Obviously, that's something that we will never get to see. Maybe years down the line when there's another expose, someone will spill all the details about the inner workings of all of these shows and why people get engaged and married when they do on these shows, right? Like we see all of this stuff coming out with Love is Blind, okay? Maybe we'll get some of that information in regards to The Bachelor. But nonetheless, all I can do is wish Teresa and Gary the best. I'll say it a million times, Teresa. I hope that you've protected yourself. Hopefully you two prove the naysayers, including myself, wrong, right? I would love for us to be wrong. I would love for us to be wrong and for Teresa and Gary to run off into the sunset together and have the most beautiful love story possible. I would love that. I don't think that any one of us who have watched this show are wishing bad for Teresa and Gary. You get what I'm saying? But all we can do is wait and see and wish them the best. So congratulations to Teresa and Gary. Yay. So as you all know, the next season of The Bachelor, Joey season, starts January 26th or 22nd. I can't remember. But either way, I will be reviewing it. So make sure you hit like, you comment, subscribe, hit that bell because we will be here to talk about it. Also, Love is Blind season 6 is premiering. And again, let me know if you are watching Love is Blind Sweden. I am thinking of reviewing that as well. So I will see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for your patience with this video. Like I said, I know it's really late, but thank you all for being here, for watching. Let's get in the comments and talk about this wedding below. I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.
Roxy says we're gonna talk about it.